What is up, everyone? Today we are here with Dan's LOY Duramax, and it is a turd. He wants his turd gone, so we're doing whatever we can to make it look somewhat presentable to get this thing sold. Let's get into the video. Alright, so we're already halfway done with today, but this fender is pretty much totaled. Not even going to say what he did to it because it should never be done by anyone else. That's a semi-mud flap that he was using as an inner fender, and this is the new fender that we spray painted that is supposed to look like that but does not. But it's better than what was on it. So we're going to test drive this tonight whenever we go to town into Havana. The rear diff's going to probably grenade and get stuck, which is why we're taking two trucks. So we're going to get this put back together and see what happens. We just got back from Havana. Dan's truck is on fire. Someone almost died, and it sounded like it blew up in the back. Not sure where the putrid smell of diesel is coming from. You can kind of see the smoke right there.
Smells like raw diesel. Just
it's
pure diesel.
It's straight diesel, like it landed on an exhaust manifold or something.
Back too.
Uh-oh. Would you like to tell everyone what happened, Dan?
Not necessarily, but I guess I have to. The Duramax, the good old LOY, took a beating tonight and then instant regret. She's smoking under the hood. Smells like straight diesel fuel. The diff looks like it's leaking so much that I'm surprised I haven't grenaded it yet.
I think it might be blown up after hearing that noise. Oh my god.
And it made the loudest.
Dude, there's got to be a hole in that cover.
There's gotta be.
Look at it. Hit that light. Oh my god.
That's the new stuff.
Dude, it's coming out the top. Yeah, you poked a hole in that one somewhere.
How?
That's not good. Alright, so some not promising news. There is an abnormal amount of diesel on the bottom of his motor.
How do you know that's all diesel?
Because it's green. I can see the green drips.
You sure it's not cool?
Right there. I'm positive. Well, yeah, no, that's diesel.
Why coolant's green?
That's a lot of diesel, dude.
I'm titanium. Push me down, but I won't fall. I don't know what the other lyrics are.
Alright, we're going to ignore all of the critical issues and the fact that he probably will not make it home because it's like an hour drive. And we're going to put the hood back on and the new taillights on.
Where's gonna sell it?
Yeah, it's getting sold.
Who's gonna sell it?
That's the old fender. There's basically nothing left. So the new lights are over here. The last person that had this truck bought about 80 pairs of them. Not sure why, but I think we're going to use like half of this or just a few lights. So this is what we got going on back here right now. The stock OEM taillights just zip tied to the bumper. Alright, so if you guys did not know already, me and Dan are master fabricators. That is why we're using a black Sharpie on a black bed to mark all the holes for these lights.
Oh shoot, he freaking fricked.
It doesn't even pick up on camera. Look at that. Yeah, you can barely see it. We had a red Sharpie, I don't know where it is. That hole is going to be the white light. I don't know where it went. It's a mess in here. The carnage in this garage is insane right now. There's oils and body panels.
These are
and
all the same size?
That's a lot of weight reduction. Yeah, these are all the same size.
Oh shoot, okay.
Yeah.
They're like bulky as hell.
Dan is stealing all of our materials over here.
In the ambulance, are they?
So the plan for right now is just one red light here, and then one red light here,
Okay, and then
here
reverse.
somewhere, and then the white reverse in the middle. All right, we're busting out the maths over here. We got all this stuff lined up. It's going to be 1 inch away from the edge. Then the middle of it is right there, I believe, and that's the other side. So I got to poke one hole for the wires to go through, and then we have to pilot hole all of these, which to make my life easier, I was using these bits. These kind of suck. I got my little cone bit that are meant for this job, so that's going to be a huge boost to this. And then this light I got just mocked up right there, trying to decide how big the hole needs to be, but it's going pretty smoothly so far. All right, so the rear diff is still leaking profusely, but we're gonna ignore that and go ahead and drill some more holes. This bit is so nice. The dual drill is not.
It's not happening.
Oh, Jesus. I need my Milwaukee. DeWalt sucks. So now that we got all the lights mounted, it's time to...
What are we supposed to do with this?
I don't know what we're supposed to do with that. You cut it off. Okay, so we have no idea where any of this wiring goes, but we know how to wire, and that's dangerous. So we're going to make this work.
Dangerous. Holy frick.
I know. So that's going to be the reverse light. It looks kind of stupid right there.
It doesn't look stupid right there. We're about to find out how
it looks better than what it was. Alright, so that's not bad.
That's it? That's all the brightness I get on my reverse light?
That's why I wanted to add one.
Give me the license plate lights. Let's see how bright those
I wanted
are.
to add one on each side. It is currently like probably 12 o'clock or...
It's 10.
It's like 2 in the morning at this point.
It's almost 11.
Somebody, Deputy Dan over here, he's blowing fuses because he took a test light and ran it across 3 wires, and we heard a pop. Okay? He's using his little test light over here again. We just heard another pop from up front.
I wasn't using test light that time.
I'm pretty sure it's like 8 a.m. the next morning or something like that. But these lights work. Okay? Go into the brakes and turn signals. Actually, not the turn signals. Yeah, they flash fast. We're going to ignore that.
We'll fix it later.
It works, okay? That's all that we need. Now, we need to take it all apart and do it again on this side. Which I think these are actually going to look pretty sweet compared to the zip-tied taillights. It is a mess in here. Alright, so we got completely sidetracked and ended up pressing in some Honda wheel bearings. It is currently like 2 a.m. right now. But we got these things in because these were in the freezer. So basically, these get smaller as they get colder, and these pieces will get bigger as they get warmer. But we did not need to heat this piece. We just got this piece really cold, and then it was able to hit down there with the socket. So got that done for Dan's Honda, and now he's over here doing the rest of the wiring, which we were actually doing a pretty decent job on this. Right down here. Still need to tie this back, but it's really clean down here. But we're almost done. I'm tired. Hopefully we get done soon. But I'm going to have a huge mess to clean up tomorrow.
Okay, so Zach's asleep. He's asleep, but I finished it up. Got the running lights to work. Wiring's all cleaned up. Over here, I need to add a little bit of electrical tape. Everywhere else looks pretty good. This side should be good. Can't see any wires sticking out. And then we'll test the blinkers. That's the flashers. And, well, I mean, I'd say that looks pretty good. It looks a lot better than it did before the zip-tied taillights. But, I will say, somehow, I've made the biggest mess in the world. And I'm probably going to clean it up before he wakes up, which is totally fine. But yeah, if you guys would like more of Dan and Zach, just let us know in the comments.
Alright, so I just fell asleep in the seat of the Polaris, apparently for a little while longer than I thought. But Dan got the taillight wiring done. Actually looks really good. Much better than the zip-tied taillights. You got that one done too? Dude, how long was I asleep?
Not that long. Like 20 minutes.
Alright, it's the next morning. I don't really remember what happened last night, but we got Dan's truck done. It looks really good. We still need to address the issue where the turn signals blink fast, but we'll be able to fix that with a resistor or something. But now I need to clean up the shop so I can get the Duramax in here for the next video. So that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. See you later.